Well, hello and welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Ron Ginyard Jr., and I am the Director of Middle School Admission. Alicia Blanding is our Associate Director of Admission for both middle and upper school. She is not with us in this webinar at this time, but please know that you will hear from her often if you haven't already, as she works to guide you through the steps of the admission process. We will both be available to assist as you navigate these steps, and please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions or concerns. Our goals are to build a strong relationship with your family, to understand your hopes and your dreams, and to show you how our school will meet your needs and ease the anxiety associated with completing the admission process. This event is designed to provide you with an introduction to each of our academic areas of study and the academic leaders on our middle school campus. Each slide will provide curriculum content and a video from the department coordinator. As you go through this entire admission process, you will hear my voice quite often. So I am proud to say that tonight you will hear mostly from our academic leadership. We will conclude the event with a live question and answer session for you to ask questions about curriculum and the admission process. Joining me this evening is Quincy Grieve, the middle school director, and Josh Bauman, the associate director of middle school. And before we move to the first academic area, I'd like to take a moment for each of them to say hello to you. And first up is Mrs. Grieve.
Hello, all. Welcome. Quincy Grieve, Director of Middle School. We're delighted to have you here this evening, and it's our favorite topic in the world, the academic program at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes Middle School, and can't wait to share it with you this evening.
And Mr. Bauman.
Good evening, everyone. Josh Bauman, Associate Director of the Middle School. This is my 16th year at St. Stephen's, St. Agnes. It's such a great opportunity this evening to share a little bit about our exceptional middle school with you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, we're going to move forward with these slides. You will not hear from me very often until we get towards the admission process. And then when we get to the end, you have an opportunity to ask questions.
Hello, my name is Suzanne Wanamaker. I am the middle school English department coordinator and one of the 8th grade English teachers. I have been teaching, advising, and coaching at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes for the past 17 years. One of my primary goals for our students is to inspire intellectual curiosity and a love of language and literature. The English department focuses on close reading, critical thinking, analysis, deep questioning, and the exchange of ideas both orally and in writing. One project I particularly value is the 6th grade end of the year project, for which students explain how characters from the text they read throughout the year demonstrate traits that we strive to understand and develop through our Saints Advisory Program. Traits such as integrity, empathy, and resilience. This project requires students to apply both their analytical and their social emotional skills.
Hi, I'm Erin Daly, and I'm the middle school math department coordinator. This is my 13th year at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. Middle school is a really important place in a student's mathematical journey. It is during this time that basic skills are solidified and students start to build an algebraic foundation. We get to introduce students to numerous new concepts that will be used in many of their future math courses. Our goal for students is to not simply know how to solve a problem and find the correct answer, but rather for them to know why each step is performed and why they arrived at that answer. We want students to make connections and see how skills can be applied in a variety of ways. We strive to provide all students with a safe learning environment where they collaborate with one another and are supported as they realize that mistakes are welcomed and important parts of the learning process. It is our hope that all students will gain confidence in their mathematical skills as they become critical thinkers and problem solvers and develop an enthusiasm and appreciation for math.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Cooper. I teach the 6th grade Religions of the World course and assist our middle school chaplain with our weekly chapel services. This is now my 18th year at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. Three primary goals of the religion department are to nurture religious literacy skills, to understand how religion functions in the lives of individuals and communities, and to increase empathy, especially for those who are not part of the religious majority. One of my favorite parts of the school year is our annual 6th grade religion field trip, where we visit 3 local houses of worship to observe and interact with practitioners of religions such as Judaism, Islam, Sikhism, and Hinduism. For many students, this is a memorable event and increases their knowledge of our complex and changing world in a very tangible way.
Hi, my name is Candace Gregg, and I am the Middle School History Department Coordinator. I've been a part of the St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School family for 5 years now. The History Department wants our students to be able to contextualize historical events and understand their unique significance, really drawing on a more holistic overview of people, societies, and culture. So each year, we really look forward to our 6th graders hosting our Cities of the World project, where students are able to showcase their research skills and really hone in on their public speaking abilities in an afternoon where we transform our space into a global village.
Hi, I'm Robert Davis, and I'd like to have a moment of science with you, please. This is a homing pigeon. You could take this bird, put him in your car, and drive 500 miles to a place where this bird has never been before in his entire life. Then, when you release the bird, it would still be able to find its way home here to my backyard. How do they do it? Scientists have been studying homing pigeons for a long time now. They know that they can detect the magnetic field of the Earth, that they can see ultraviolet light, and that they can hear subsonic sound. They have amazing other senses as well. But if I told you that scientists really understood how they find their way home, I'd be lying. Since I was a child, I have loved learning about our natural world and how it works. It is filled with mystery and interesting facts and beauty. My job as a science teacher is to give you, my students, an opportunity to connect to the natural world and to give you the tools so you can experiment, you can ask good questions, you can learn, and you can eventually find the answers to your own questions. That's really what all teachers want to do. We want to give you wings so you can fly off on a journey to a place you've never been before, to find it rich and exciting and interesting. And when you return, you will be stronger, you will be more knowledgeable, and you will be excited about making the next journey. Now I'm going to let this bird go, and just like you, he's going to fly off on a new journey to exciting new places.
My name is Laura Walker, and I am the Modern and Classical Languages Department Coordinator, and this is my 28th year here at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. When students leave our program, they leave with the confidence to exercise strong listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. However, there is more to being able to communicate in a language than simply listening, speaking, reading, and writing. In order to truly and fully communicate in a language, one has to understand the culture of the country whose language you're speaking. And our National Language Weeks promotes that. Whether it's Chinese, French, Latin, or Spanish, every student in the middle school is exposed to a culture other than the one they're studying in their language classroom. And we're really proud to be able to give them that exposure and that experience.
Hello, young scholars and parents. Thank you for taking the time out of the day to come check us out. We're so excited to have you here with us today. We want to tell you a little bit about ourselves and about our program. My name is Mike Jones. This is my 5th year here at St. Stephen's St. Agnes. I teach 6th grade physical education.
My name is Victoria Galasso. This is my first year teaching 6th grade PE.
All right, so one of the takeaways that we want to make sure that our young scholars have is the importance to understand the importance of teamwork and sportsmanship.
Another topic that we cover in our physical education classes pertain to overall health and wellness, such as sleep, nutrition, and general exercise, just for their overall health. And so we want to give the kids a well-rounded education, give them some of the foundation to make educated decisions about a healthy lifestyle.
And lastly, we want to make sure all young scholars try their absolute best, and when they come to our class, that they participate with great energy and great effort. We hope to see you guys soon, and thank you for considering St. Stephen's St. Agnes. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Lindsay Jagodowski. I'm the Middle School Visual and Performing Arts Department Coordinator, and this is my 9th year teaching drama at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. In the Visual and Performing Arts Department, our ultimate goal is to foster a lifelong love of the arts for our students and families. Throughout the year, we host 2 marvelous events, our middle school community Saints Got Talent and Arts Day. Saints Got Talent is an opportunity for all of our students to share their artistic talents on stage and in a gallery hanging, to share with the whole Saints community. Arts Day is a celebration of their artistic endeavors throughout the year. We look forward to having you join us in the Visual and Performing Arts Department here at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School, and if you have any questions, please reach out.
I'm Melina McCrary, and I'm a middle school learning specialist, and this is my 4th year as a Saint.
And I'm Cheryl Jackson. I'm also a learning specialist here in the middle school, and I'm in my 6th year here.
Our ultimate goal in the student support department is to build strong self-advocates who are empowered by a solid understanding of themselves as learners. So, Cheryl, how do we achieve this in our programming?
I'm glad you asked. We do this in several ways. First, we offer a year-long class that is focused on executive functioning instruction. We also offer short-term support if a parent or some teachers see that a student is needing just a bit of extra support. Additionally, our academic center is heading in some exciting new directions, and Melina's going to tell you a little bit about that.
Yes. We know middle school is a crucial time for all students to build organizational skills that help them fully engage with the curriculum. So we've begun partnering with faculty and going into the classroom to teach these skills, starting with note-taking, so that all of our students receive the benefit of what we have to offer here.
Great. Thanks so much for listening. Please do feel free to reach out and ask us any questions you might have.
Hi, my name is Alicia Blowers, and I am the middle school librarian. This is my 12th year at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School, and I think my goal for the library is for every student to discover the reader inside themselves and to learn more about themselves and the world around them through books. And I do that a bunch of ways. One, by inviting authors to come and share their work with students. We have had a lot of really spectacular author visits. 2, by showing students that reading is fun and that there's a book to suit every interest. And 3, that I don't judge anything that they read. I love to read graphic novels. I love to listen to audiobooks. I love to read 500-page nonfiction books. And I appreciate classic literature as well as contemporary YA. And I show that to the students, and I share in their love of reading by celebrating whatever it is that they enjoy reading and trying to help them find their next great read.
I hope you all enjoyed listening to all of our wonderful teachers. It was very important to us that we were able to give you an understanding and a visual for the personality of our teachers, for the competency of our teachers, and also the passion that our teachers have. You may have also noticed that many of them have been with us for a very long time, and they are also still young and able to connect very well with our middle school students. We take a lot of pride in knowing that our middle school teachers are perfectly aligned and passionate to be with middle school students in this very important transformational time in their lives. As you see before us, we are hosting on-campus tours during the week and on multiple Saturdays a month. We are also hosting virtual tours on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we will host student and parent conversations both in person and virtually. These conversations are designed to assist our school in understanding your hopes and dreams related to the possibility of becoming a saint. You will be able to register for all these opportunities through your application portal, and you can choose whether you want to engage with us in person or virtually. No matter your choice, we are super excited for your visit. We recommend that you begin scheduling these opportunities as soon as you are able, particularly the interview conversation. Relationship building is a significant part of this process. The earlier we get to know your family, the better we are able to guide you through this process. The SSAT will not be a required aspect of our admission process this season. We will evaluate academic ability through transcripts, teacher recommendations, one graded writing assignment, and one graded math assignment. In our student and parent conversations, we will dig deeper into helping you understand the academic documentation that we require. We want you to know that our middle school has researched local school curriculums, SSAT scores from those districts, and English and math grades from those districts. We have compared this data with how our students perform in our English and math courses throughout their entire middle school experience. We therefore feel we have a very good metric for understanding how student performance in those areas, math and science and English, translates into student performance within our curriculum. We feel we are very well equipped to make informed admission decisions without the SSAT. We will also provide opportunities this year for prospective students to virtually visit our classrooms. We accept financial assistance applications through a third-party company. It is called TADS, T-A-D-S. And we will host a financial assistance virtual information session at some point during this process to provide you with more details. All admission documentation is due by January 15. While we are making our admission decisions, we will continue to communicate with you about our community and, most importantly, provide you with opportunities to engage with various community constituents so that you can ask those very vital questions to obtain the answers that will ultimately drive your admission and enrollment choice. Our decisions are released electronically on March 5, it's a Friday, and the deadline to enroll by signing the contract and submitting the deposit is also on a Friday, March 19. These dates are universally agreed upon by all members of the Association of Independent Schools in the Greater Washington, D.C. area, also known as AISGW. We will continue to host regularly scheduled virtual information sessions designed to provide you with a deeper look into our program and all of its primary dimensions, as you have done this evening for this event. These events are listed on our website, along with links for their registration. We hope you will continue to engage with us so that you can continue to dive deeper and continue to get a full scope understanding of who we are as a community and academically, and how we can meet the needs of your family and, most importantly, your child. We appreciate you taking the time to listen. We have intentionally carved out a decent amount of time here so that we have an opportunity to field your questions. Mrs. Grieve, Mr. Bauman, and I are excited to answer those questions. I will be putting the email addresses that you see on the screen into the chat for your future reference. You have my email address there as the Director of Middle School Admission, and you have Alicia Blanding's email address there as the Associate Director of both Upper School and Middle School Admission. Please take the time to type your questions into the chat feature. We will be monitoring that chat and we will be answering those questions to the best of our ability. If we run out of time, you have these email addresses so that you can have the opportunity to continue to ask questions, but I think we've got a decent amount of time here, so we should be okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and put my email addresses in the chat. Okay. So our first question is, while middle school may be a bit early for this, is there disciplinary collaboration between the teachers?
Interdisciplinary collaboration, one of our favorite subjects here. So this is Quincy Grieve again, Director of Middle School, and it's such a big part of our program, and it happens in all different ways. I would say one of the ways where it happens sort of most prominently or visually is some major, what we might refer to as signature events in the middle school. In sixth grade, we have something called our Green City Design Challenge. And it was an initiative that started, it germinated out of our science department. And it is a big project that the students spend an enormous amount of time on, really devoting time over the course of at least a trimester, if not more, like almost the entirety of a second semester, where they are exploring regions of the world. And then they are looking at the climate, the environment there, and considering ways, if they look back in time and think about things that could have been done differently in order to create different outcomes for those regions. So in doing so, this has evolved, so, sort of the point in terms of the interdisciplinary, this has involved so many other teachers got excited about this, and then it branched out. So the history department, like, we study the world in sixth grade, can we tap into this and really do a deep dive in our history program, looking at these regions and connecting it to the work that they're doing in science. And then the religion department said, and we study the world religions, and how can we tap into this and make connections there? And so that is just one small example. I wouldn't say small, that is one example of both something that we do and also how things happen in our program, where, as you sort of hear, very much a teacher-driven, their energy, their excitement, it just exploding and expanding and becoming something sort of more and more and more robust over time. All of it always deeply rooted in the skills and the content, and then also very much in the collaborative work. These are group projects, and then a great bit of fun was sort of a public display of all the work that the students have done over the course of the year. Again, that's kind of just a little snapshot into one. And Mr. Bauman, I might turn it over to you to add any sort of other sort of varieties of ways interdisciplinary work happens.
Absolutely. Thank you for including me on this question. I think one of the, when I was thinking about this question that came to me this evening is an exciting interdisciplinary experience this year for our students and our teachers collaborating is through our Saints Advisory Program, which is our Saints Advisory Program is very robust. It has a robust curriculum, and it's an important feature of our middle school. And the students meet once a week with their advisory, and it's really an exploration of character development, inclusivity, relationship building. And through the program this year, they're very intentionally, the leaders of that program, taking a look at what the students in each grade level are studying, and particularly English and history, and how the topics that they're exploring in those classes can kind of weave into the conversations in the Saints Advisory Program. So I'm pretty excited about that this year.
Thank you both for answering that question. And thank you, Mr. Bauman, for tying in Saints Advisory Program. I'm just going to put a plug in there for everyone. Our next webinar will be completely devoted to the Saints Advisory Program, so you have an opportunity to dig deeper into that. So we hope you join us. The next question is, we are applying for the middle school, but we have an upper school student. My portal is geared to my upper school student. How do I find the forms needed for my middle school applicant? Great question. So when you log into your portal, in the top left-hand corner, you will see, most likely based on this question, you're going to see your upper school student's name. So if you click on your upper school student, you will get a drop-down menu, and then you will be able to see both of your children. And then you can click on your middle school child, and then it will refresh your page and show you the application checklist for your middle school applicant. If you have any further questions about that and it's not clear, please give me a call while you have your computer up and I'm sitting at my desk, and I can walk you through it so that you can see that. But those directions should be sharp enough to be able to get you where you need to go. Our next question is about languages. Do you have a language program, particularly French-speaking language?
Mr. Bauman is a member of the Modern Classical Language Department. Maybe I'll let you take the lead on that one.
Gracias. No, I also, for many years, I've taught Spanish, and really a subject that I enjoy teaching. In sixth grade, students can choose between Spanish, French, and Latin, and it's a sequence that they can take through eighth grade. If they're so interested in seventh grade, they can also choose Chinese. So that's a course that would span seventh and eighth grades. For the courses that begin in sixth grade, so Spanish, French, and Latin, we resequenced our curriculum last year, and now have the aim to allow students in eighth grade by the end of the program to complete equivalent to a high school level 2 course, so entering upper school at the level 3. It was some work to do that, but we have some really competent, really excellent language teachers who are really passionate and make learning language fun. And as the students progress, by eighth grade, much of the class will be conducted in the target language.
And I would only add, just echoing what Madame Walker said on the video earlier today, and just how well-rounded the program. And I love what an emphasis that we put, of course, on all the foundational skills and vocabulary building and speaking and writing, and then also the culture and really understanding the sort of where and how the languages are spoken.
Okay, I see another question about physical education. So we heard during this webinar about the PE classes. We are curious to know a little bit more about when or if interscholastic sports would take place.
And Mr. Gignard, I'm not sure there's a better person on this webinar than you to answer that question. So I might put it back to you, and then we can supplement.
Well, I certainly agree with that. Mrs. Grieve has that intuition because I am a former basketball coach and a former physical education teacher. I also coached cross country and track and field. So I will begin by saying in sixth grade, our students will take what might be considered to be a traditional physical education class. I would take it a little bit deeper and say that, the focus there is to, as you heard from the video, but additionally also to get all of our students prepared for interscholastic sports. And so a piece of that is to introduce them to as many of the team sports as possible through our sixth grade PE program. So in the fall, we have football, and we have cross country, and we have field hockey, and we have volleyball, and we have soccer. In the winter, we have winter track and field. We also have basketball, and we have wrestling, and we have swimming, and we have a fairly new addition, which is ice hockey. We also have some theater programs that also exist in the winter sports opportunity. And then in the springtime, we have tennis, and we have baseball, and we have lacrosse, and we have softball, and we have track and field. So that's sort of the spread of our sports. I think one of the positives about our size as an independent school is that we are able to offer a wide variety of activities while also keeping our class size at a reasonable size as well. So I like to say we have the best of both worlds in that sense.
Couple additional thoughts I had as you were talking. One thing I love about our athletic program is the teacher-coach model that we have, where so many of our academic teachers and many in the middle school also serve as coaches, and that is not universally. There are also outside coaches, but many of our teachers coach, and they love it, and it is the refrain you hear over and over again is just, I love seeing the students in a different way and having the different conversations that you have out on the athletic field, or driving to and from games, or all the different ways that they interact on an athletic team. So that is certainly very special, and that we have teachers from other divisions who also serve as middle school coaches. And so that exposure really is a powerful experience for our students. And then the other point I would want to make is just the emphasis that we put on that this is that our athletic program is certainly very competitive, and we have great athletic teams, and we have a lot of very tremendous athletes, and we have a lot of people who have never played on a sports team before in their lives, and it is something that is new to them, and they are developing this or just kind of growing into this area of their lives, and beginning to see the beauty of being on a team and all that can mean. And so again, the wide range of both skills and experience are important, and it is not one size fits all by any stretch.
Great. Our next question is, what is a middle school class size, and what is the gender split?
Great question. Our class sizes are small. I think a big class would be our cap at 18, and that's a rarity. And I hear about it from my faculty when we get up there. So it's it's always a balance of trying to find the right number, and sometimes when classes get too small, that can be challenging as well. So I'd say our average, Ron, you probably have that number exactly more specific than I do, probably in the 12 to 14-ish range is very typical for us. And gender balance, I'd say it is roughly 50-50, and then that can vary from year to year, grade to grade, just by the sort of anomalies of any given grade.
Yes, right on in terms of those numbers. And just to add in terms of the gender split, the goal for us is to be at 50-50. Just a little school history, we started as two separate single gender schools, St. Agnes and St. Stephen's, and thus our name now as St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. And so as we have brought those two schools together and those two traditions together, it is very important that we keep a balance with our gender population. But it varies from year to year, but the focus is to be as close to 50-50 as possible. Yeah. Let's see, do you have anything else in here? Oh, we have heard from prior information that there is two courses on the middle school campus that are split by gender and are single gender courses. Would you mind talking a little bit more about those classes and the rationale behind that decision?
Absolutely, happy to. So yes, it harkens back to the our origins, right, and our history of being two single gender schools that merged. And in the middle school, the decision was made very early on at the time of the merger that there would be in single gender classes in math, math and science, and also I don't know if this dates back to the merger or not, but currently also physical education is in sixth grade is our single gender classes. Much of sort of the sort of when people say, why, my current answer to that is anecdotally sort of stronger than perhaps data driven. And it is because our students and our families love it, and they talk about it a lot, that the best of both worlds, and that in the disciplines of math and science particularly, it is something that our students really appreciate, having a space where they are in a single gender class, and then that they are also that they have classes that are also of mixed genders, and that is very positive for them as well. So I think both feel super natural to them, and they thrive in both and appreciate both for their specialness. So in the early days, I would say that was more rooted in data and analysis of this being particularly advantageous for the way students at this age group learn. And again, I would really say it has evolved now. I would say I've not done a recent sort of full-scale analysis of it. It is more deeply embedded in our culture and something that our students and families love.
Awesome. My apologies. I want to make sure that we clarify an earlier question. And so thank you for retyping that question for us. Yes, we do have a middle school swim team, and we also have an upper school swim team as well. Just to talk a little bit about the facilities, swimming and ice hockey are the two sports that we have where we do not have our own on-campus facilities. We are blessed with local area facilities that we are able to utilize. St. James and Chinkapin, for example, are places that we utilize for pools and for ice time as well. So thank you for clarifying that question. And yes, we do have a swim team. All right. Do not see any other questions. I'm just going back through to make sure I have everything clearly and haven't missed anything. I think we are okay. I'm just going to give it a couple more seconds here. If there are any other questions floating out there, certainly feel free to put it in the chat. My email address is in there, and Alicia Blanding's email address is in there. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us in the future if you have more questions. And finally, I would like to reiterate two things. One is come and see us. You can do that virtually, you can do that in person. We would be excited no matter how you decide to engage with us. But we really want to get this relationship started. We really feel strongly that building relationships and partnering with families is an important piece of who we are as a school and our culture. And so the earlier you come see us, the earlier we get to know you, the easier it will be for us to guide you through this process. And then the second one is to keep coming back to these events. We are doing them on a regular basis. We're excited about this opportunity to give our prospective families a deeper dive into our program. And so continue to engage with us through these events. And all these events will be recorded and posted on our website. So if you're not able to attend any of the future ones or any of the past ones, you can go to our events page on our admission site and have access to those recordings. So thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you spending this time with us, and we look forward to the next opportunity to interact. Everyone have a great night.
Indeed. Thank you so much for being here. We're honored to be able to share the program with you.